Tonight's program is presented by the Leakey Foundation. The Leakey Foundation is a nonprofit organization that explores the big questions about what makes us human by funding research and sharing scientific discoveries online in their Origin Stories podcast and at events like the one that we're here tonight. Their mission is to increase public understanding of human behavior, of evolution, and of survival. This program is part of the Foundation's Survival Symposium series, focused on how evolutionary perspectives can help guide us in building a better, safer, and more survivable world and future. You can learn more about the Leakey Foundation at their table tonight or online at leakeyfoundation.org. Our goal with the symposium and the Survival Symposium series is to educate, inspire, and spur action on the issues that threaten the survival of our species. Our speakers tonight are 7 of the world's top scientists from a variety of fields: anthropology, archaeology, psychology, and political science. Tonight's event is inspired by and dedicated to Dr. David Hamburg, who passed away earlier this year. Dr. Hamburg was a renowned psychiatrist, scholar, and educator who made understanding human conflict his life's work. Observing both primates and humans, Dr. Hamburg explored the drivers of aggression and revolutionized the way we think about the origins of war and pathways to peace. He then applied these insights as a leader in averting nuclear war and genocide. Dr. Hamburg was closely involved with the Leakey Foundation as a trustee, an advisor, and a believer in its mission, and we are proud to dedicate this event to his memory. An extraordinary life. A little bit of housekeeping, and then we'll move on to the substance of tonight. There will be an intermission after our first session and a question and answer panel at the end. There is a question card in your program. All questions must be submitted via question card. No live questions will be taken, and if you choose to write a question, you might want to indicate which person you are addressing it to. The speakers in our first session will be focused on the evolution of tribes and tribalism. They will be Polly Weissner, Allison Brooks, and Richard Wrangham. And after the first session, we'll take a short break, and then we'll resume with the second and final session. I'd like to say a few thoughts about tribalism. I'm not a scientist, I'm a journalist. I studied anthropology in college, and that carried me through a lifetime of looking at human behavior through that lens. I think we have to assume that whatever we are had to have been adaptive at some point in our evolutionary past. It did us some good, it helped us survive. That just means that we have to figure out how to take those adaptations and make sure that they are not harmful to us and to the planet in these new circumstances that we find ourselves in. Humans don't have claws, we don't have sharp teeth, we don't run very fast, we can't climb trees very well. Our defense, our ability to survive and actually thrive in the natural world comes from the fact that we stick together. We live and cooperate and hunt and fight and carry on our lives in small groups. Not only that, not only do we cooperate, but we do this extraordinary thing where humans are willing to die for each other. They're willing to die to defend each other. And now that we live in a mass society, we know that they don't just do that for their own kin, their own friends, and the closest people in their lives. They will die for people they don't even know. We're in New York City. It's September. Some days ago, we passed the 18th memorial of 9/11. Hundreds of firemen and policemen died in the Twin Towers trying to save people that they'd never met. That's one of the extraordinary things about the human species, and it goes to our sense of tribalism. Somehow, those brave men and women saw the people in those towers as part of their community, and they were willing to risk their lives, sacrifice their lives, trying to help them. During World War II, there were people who hid Jewish families in their basements at risk to their own lives because they considered those people who were being rounded up and killed by the Nazis, considered them to be part of their tribe. In other words, they considered all of humanity to be part of their tribe. I think it's clear to us that's the kind of evolutionary step we need to make in this modern, complicated world where we take those basic tribal instincts and we apply them, we project them onto a completely new canvas. I know we can do it. When I was hitchhiking across the country, when I was very young, 22 or so, I was stuck outside of Gillette, Wyoming on a very cold winter day, and a homeless guy in town, in Gillette, saw me out on the highway, was worried about me. He lived in a broken down car, and he walked out there, and he gave me a sandwich because he was worried I didn't have enough to eat. I was part of his tribe, and he didn't even know me. If that can happen, a lot of good things can happen in this world. The amazing scientists that you'll be hearing from tonight will be basically explaining how tribalism works, why it was adaptive, and what we can do to mitigate its worst effects in this modern world. So I'd like to bring up Polly Weissner as our first speaker tonight. Thank you very much.